Hello, I'm Chantal Macuil, and today I'm giving my evaluation of Priceline's terms and conditions, in particular, Part 1, Section A through F, and recommending changes to improve enforceability, fairness, and clarity. First, a brief overview. Priceline's current terms require users by using the site to accept a binding arbitration of disputes, excluding small claims, prohibit class actions, fix the governing law to Connecticut, and allow Priceline to unilaterally amend the terms by posting new language. Is that a valid contract? Yes. Amongst most consumers, the terms likely form a valid contract. Priceline offers services users accept by using the site or registering, and there is mutual consideration. However, enforceability of restrictive clauses, arbitration, and class waiver depends heavily on whether users had fair notice and gave meaningful assent. If a user never sees or is prompted to click I agree, a court might refuse to enforce particularly burdensome terms, especially arbitrations or class waiver, under unconscionability or inadequate notice doctrines. Thus, a better design is to require click-wrap acceptance. As an example, check a box, I have read and agree to terms and conditions before finalizing a booking or account creation. Now, can you sue Priceline? Under the current terms, most claims go to binding arbitrations administered by the AAA. The terms ban class actions or representative actions, meaning each user must pursue individually. So litigation in court is limited to small claims or claims the arbitration clause can't cover. The terms also require jurisdiction in Connecticut and Connecticut law. So, for most disputes, you cannot sue Priceline in court. You're contractually compelled to arbitrate if the arbitration clause is enforceable. Of course, a court might refuse to enforce the arbitration clause or a class waiver if it finds law or equitable limits, so you cannot sue is not absolute, but under the terms, the default is arbitration. Now, what are the issues and critiques? The amendment clause allowing unilateral changes merely by posting is risky and may be deemed unfair. The 2-year limitation period may be inadequate. The class waiver is broad, which some courts might find unconscionable in consumer contexts. The cost subsidy clause, if you can show cost is prohibitive, will pay some of it, is vague. The choice of Connecticut law and venue may deter claims by distant users, and the terms are dense and legalistic, making consumer notice and understanding difficult. What are suggested changes? 1. Use click-wrap assent. Requires users to explicitly accept the terms before booking or registration. 2. Amendment transparency and consent. For material changes to arbitration or dispute resolution, require affirmative acceptance. 3. Soften class waivers and allow limited aggregation. 4. Fix arbitration cost caps. Guarantee the user arbitration costs will not exceed a threshold. 5. Allow local jurisdiction option for consumers. 6. Extend or align statute of limitations. 7. Add a plain language summary section. 8. Maintain a version tracking and acceptance logs. 9. Add a mediation step for before arbitration. Really recommend that one. And 10. Carve out certain statutory consumer protection claims from arbitration. Conclusion and in summary, Priceline's terms likely form a valid contract, but enforceability of arbitration and class waiver depends on notice and assent. Under current rules, most disputes must go to arbitration, preventing lawsuits in court, but improvements should focus on stronger assent, which is click-wrap, transparencies, carve-outs, cost protections, and better consumer rights designs. So, thank you for listening to my evaluation for Priceline's terms and conditions.